Hello everyone and welcome back to Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot. And today I want to see if Spirit can give us a little bit more about Summerwells, where her current location is, and what is going to break the case. Because in just over a month's time, it will be 4 years since Summer vanished, since Summer got gone, according to her parents. So I just want to get the energies behind Summer's disappearance, and then we will try get a location, because ultimately this is what we want, for Summer to be found and justice to be served. So Spirit, tune me into the energy around the Summerwells case. What are the factors behind Summer's disappearance? I kind of struggle to say disappearance because I just don't feel like Summer disappeared accidentally. Oh, and look, I was trying to light this candle because this was very tricky, and obviously all the dark stuff around it got on my hands. So yeah, someone was getting their hands dirty, and the key in reverse. So there's locked information that is being kept from the public, something secret. Yeah, and a lack of possibilities. We do have the bouquet, so a gift was given. Let's see. What are the energies and factors behind Summerwells' disappearance? I really should go and wash my hands. Someone wants to wash their hands of this situation. But listen, when we're tuned in, we're tuned in. Let's not break the flow. So what are the factors behind Summerwells' disappearance? Please and thank you. Air. Breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-bringing energies. So this was an exchange of gifts, and people have hidden knowledge about this exchange. We also have transparency, present again. So yeah, maybe Summer was presented to someone. She could have been exchanged for someone else or something else. Okay, let's ask the Kipper cards. What are the factors behind Summerwells' disappearance? Concern. Okay, so there could be an older man who has the key, has some sort of secret knowledge. There were people who were concerned about Summer, maybe concerned about Summer's life. And we do have a false person in the background. So someone with a mask and a woman who is not talking or spilling information. Look, that burnt off the tip. Look at that, the difference. Okay, so a tip could be significant. Someone could call in a tip, but it could be a false tip and lead nowhere. But you know, tips are sharp, and this is now serrated. So something sharp words, and you know, false people, a false man and woman. But masks are significant because there is a lot that people are hiding from the world in regards to Summerwells. So, okay, let me get the true crime cards and let's see what's going on. So, what happened to Summerwells? This wants to come. We have dig in reverse. I feel like she could have been buried, but then dug up, put somewhere else. She may have had more than one hiding places. What is significant about the disappearance of Summerwells? What are the energies behind Summer's disappearance? We have family affair in reverse. Okay. What is significant about Summer's disappearance? I've seen a few jacks. I'm hearing jack of all trades. Memories in reverse. What are the factors behind Summer's disappearance? Well thought out. This was a plan. I do feel like maybe she was taken from the family home, but it was an exchange with the family. They were in the know. I seen 444, but they didn't necessarily do the dirty work, get their hands dirty. Yeah, because if someone's digging and uprooting and all of these things, you really do have to get your hands dirty. And someone's already forgotten about the memory of summer, which is concerning in itself. We do have cover-up, so there is something being covered up about this case, which is the truth, knowledge. Let's ask the tarot, where is summer? So we'll ask the cat tarot, where is Summerwells currently? Where is Summer's current location? Please and thank you. We have the 5 of Wands. Okay, flowers could be significant. White flowers in particular. Where is Summerwells? We have the 7 of Cups. Yeah, look at all these distractions that have been around this case. And I feel like this cover-up, the distractions are part of it because there's so much involved. And look, we've got a key in one of these cups. So there are key players, and I feel like if we've got 7 names, 7 suspects per se, one of them holds the key and one of them, you know, has a heart. But the rest of them are just out to fill their cup. So there could be someone who has guilty knowledge, who was involved or associated, and the guilt is getting to them and it's hurting their heart. So let's see what else we have. Where is Summerwells currently? Both of these cats are looking up in the air. Where is Summerwells? Please and thank you, Spirit. Temperance. Yeah, and look at this cat. Look at all the fish. Temperance can represent the consuming of substances. So someone was greedy. Someone wanted access in excessive amounts. And this could symbolize Summer was being drugged. And also that she was sedated, especially when it comes to her abduction or where she went when she left the house, whoever took her from the house, because she didn't do this on her own. We have the Knight of Wands. So there definitely is a sexual element behind all of this. As much as I don't want to say it, it always comes up in Summer's readings. We do have the 4 of Swords. So someone is trying to rest and restore themselves, but pointy again. So she could have been hurt or even killed with a sharp object. I am reading a book at the moment called Sharp Objects, and it's about a woman, a cop, going back to her hometown to investigate the disappearance and murder. I'm not that far into it. I did read it years ago, but I think it could be of a little girl. So there could be a good cop with a heart who comes to break the case, but years down the line. We are nearly 4 years in, so maybe this could be sooner rather than later, but it's going to take someone with the heart for it. It's not for the faint of heart, and someone with balls, regardless of their gender, because this is dark and the energies are very dirty and demonic, I will say. So it's certainly not for the faint of heart. Yeah. And the crows, we see them at a graveyard. So crows and swords, it is indicating death to me. But someone is kind of focusing on consuming right now. So the Knight of Wands is passion to get things moving. The 5 of Wands is challenges to your position. Maybe someone wanted to get things moving, but there was challenges that came up. The 7 of Cups is about distractions, indulgence, over access. And Temperance is about continued commitment for success. So I feel like maybe there's a couple who the relationship has to continue in order for this lie to succeed, because if this relationship fell apart, all the distractions would fall apart. So let's get some clarification. But I'm getting more of a underground sort of a thing. And if she was underground and moved, I feel like it's somewhere between the water, the ground, and the mountains and the hills. I'm also hearing The Hills by The Weeknd, and there is a movie called The Hills Have Eyes, which could be significant. Is that Hannibal Lecter? I'll check when I'm finished this reading. I'll put it on the screen whether it is or not, but The Hills Have Eyes have some sort of significance. I'll show you the synopsis here, and if I'm right and it is Hannibal Lecter, Hannibal was a cannibal, so that could be significant. Someone has a lot of predilections. Yeah, they go very deep, very dark. So, can we clarify the Knight of Wands? Who is involved in this, and where do they put Summer? What do they do with Summer? We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So, a jealous woman who resorts to manipulation tactics to get her way. Her mother is involved in this exchange. So Summer passed from the mother's hands to someone else's hands, and they gave the mother something else in return. This could be drugs, this could be finances, but something needed to get moving. So where is Summer Wells' location? Who is involved? Who knows where she is? The Ace of Swords in reverse. A lack of clarity, a weakness. Yeah, so someone is not revealing the truth. Mama has the Sword of Truth, but she won't turn it on her husband. So what happened to Summer Wells? Where is she? Spirit, we have Temperance in reverse. Very interesting. So there's discord, and the distractions are here to cause discord, and someone is impatient. Yeah, there's a conflict of interest though somewhere. So I feel like maybe if this is a crew, there could be someone whose conscience, whose heart is getting the better of them. They may be turning on their companions, their cronies, because of a conflict of interest. So where is Summer Wells? Please and thank you, Spirit. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Somewhere blocked, somewhere inactive. And yeah, it's like someone could have paid to have her moved or something. I feel like there are people with vested interests and financial interests. They don't want this sort of truth coming out. So someone could have felt like someone was too close to the truth, and that's why some sort of quick movement had to be made. So her resting place wasn't forever. It was just temporary. She could have temporarily been under the ground or in the water and then switched. But I do feel like where she is now, you will see both nearby. Background energy, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, Summer was vulnerable, and this was a foolish exercise. And I feel like a married couple know, but one of them maybe had to be talked or convinced into this idea, but someone wavered. And yeah, someone was jealous of Summer and thought Summer was getting in the way of their marriage, their relationship. Why? Because their husband is a predator. So this person, Candace, is a projector, and her husband, Don, is a predator with a lot of perverted predilections. So I want to get some more info. Spirit, what can you tell us about Summer Wells' location? Then we'll ask the angels, ancestors, and the dictionary. Summer Wells location, please and thank you, Spirit. Where is Summer Wells? So I do feel like the truth will be discovered. Summer may even be discovered. A cupboard could be significant. So what are people hiding in their cupboards, their closets? I'm hearing Cleaning Out My Closet by Eminem. So someone is cleaning out their closet and maybe revealing the Sword of Truth and the key to the case. So that's the key to solving this case, is someone having a heart and revealing what they know. So where is Summerwells? This is peeping out. Oh, this is a T card. Moves in silence. Yeah, people know, but they're not saying. Yeah, there are people who know where she is. And anything else, Spirit? We'll move on to the T cards, twin flames. Yeah, a couple who have vested interests. We also have reckless love, sex. So sex is a factor here. And not the good kind, not the good kind. We have cope, drinking. We also have secluded, separation, reflecting, soul searching. Yeah, so someone's afraid that if this relationship ended, the lie would end too, and it would end them. So it's like Don and Candace are just staying together in order for the lies to stay together. We also have spiritual gifts. Yeah, this is making me think that there's a lot of blocking around this case, but energy doesn't lie. Spiritual gifts and gifted people have picked up on the greed and irresponsibility around Summerwells. And the people who truly know what's going on, they won't be distracted with all this noise. This came out before, and I thought of Donna Serafina, and I feel like she is one of the most reputable, if that's the word, psychic mediums on this platform. And what Summer must have said something and she was silenced. They didn't want Summer saying something, but I feel like whoever took her, they silenced her, they sedated her. But what Donna said happened to Summer is certainly not for the faint of heart, and it was probably one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever heard. But I knew when I heard it, this is not a lie. There's not one word of a lie here, no matter how dark and twisted it gets. So don't get it twisted. There is a lot of dirty, demonic energy here, and there was a lot of these twisted people around Summer, and the twisted T could be significant. So what's the T? Where and how will Summerwells be found, and when, Spirit wants you back? Okay. Someone from the past, or someone who was in this case in the past, might make a reappearance, a romantic love affair, a secret lover. Maybe someone will cheat and this will split up a relationship, or someone will do a kiss and tell kind of a thing. But there's definitely secrets, sex, lies, drugs, everything taboo and terrible in this case. So how will Summer be found? Please and thank you. We have fake smiles. When people drop the act, drop the mic, drop the truth, we also have dust it off. So maybe some evidence will be found to implicate someone, or someone will point Ellie in the right direction. We have travel. So she could be further away from home than Ellie thinks. I want to quickly just ask a question about Ronnie Lawson. We do have the Queen of Swords here. So this is a woman who knows what's going on. Yeah. This could be Donna Serafina. Let's see. What's the T on Ronnie Lawson? What's Ronnie Lawson doing to help Summer's case? Self-created boundaries, external limitations. So he feels like his hands are tied and he's overlooking certain things about the case for one reason or the other. We've the Queen of Cups in reverse. So we've a neglectful mother who's very dependent on her husband, but we also have an intelligent woman, a cunning and manipulative woman. So this is interesting. But the Queen of Cups in reverse is bad. The Queen of Swords upright is not always bad, but she's misunderstood because of how sharp and direct she is with her words. And some people get offended by that. So there could actually be a woman in Ronnie Lawson's wife, I was going to say, that does not want him to solve this case. Let me just quickly get some tea on Ronnie Lawson, because I don't trust him. Let's be real. I don't trust Ronnie Lawson. What's the tea on Ronnie Lawson? Impersonator. Yeah, he wants to look like a cop, act like a cop, but he doesn't want to do the damn job. Moving on. He's moving on to other cases. So there's no sign of a vested interest for him to quickly, get this sorted. A girl fight. He could be arguing with his wife. Spiritual hater. Yeah. Like, Donna solved this case, but they don't believe in psychics. And they don't want to be implicated when the truth comes out. Obsessive lover, always partying. So Ronnie Lawson likes to drink. Summer's parents like to drink. I feel like a lover, he could be fighting with a lover or a female in his life because they have vested interests in this case not getting solved rather than the other way around. So he pretends he's doing his job, but he's not doing what a real cop would do. So I'm getting corrupt cop energy from Mr. Ronnie Lawson. Let's see. Let's get the angels and ancestors. What does Summerwells, what does Summer Moon Utah Wells want to say? What does Summer want done in this case? What is her energy calling for? Mother Earth, mountains, stand her ground. So my eye was immediately drawn under here. So yeah, because when these cat cards first came up, like I said, two of the cats, they are looking above. Looking up, as above, so below. If they tell you to look up, look down. She's underneath something. She is buried somewhere. And Mother gave her gift to someone because she thought she was standing her ground. She didn't see Summer as a gift. She saw Summer as a commodity. Yeah. I feel like Summer is saying she's transitioned with the butterfly here, but she feels loved from the earth. So I feel like she kind of feels about the people who are invested in her case, who care about her, who pray for her. She feels that parental energy from people who keep her name and her case alive. So she may not have felt loved at home, but she feels loved by the world. Yeah. We have the eagle. So yeah, instead of up high, go down below the surface. So what does Summer's energy want to come through and say? Please and thank you, Spirit. What does Summer's energy want to say? We want this too. The sun. Enjoy happiness and success. We also have Druid, hold the space. So trees could be significant. There's a sacred space where Summer is buried. So something unholy was done for her, but for sacred purposes. This was so they could achieve happiness and success. Summer was a sacrifice for success, and her mother sacrificed her before, this even happened. Because Candace thought it was Summer in the way of her success. She was jealous of her because she can't call a spade. And she is obsessed. Her and Dawn have a karmic relationship. Yeah. But Summer is somewhere sacred. And I feel like she was used and abused in all of the ways. And we also have trader, exchange energy to create abundance. So yeah, she was traded, exchanged for something. And then Mama washed her hands of her little problem, is what I'm picking up. So let's get the dictionary. Spirit, where can Summerwells currently be found? Where is Summerwells right now? Please tune us in and give us some insight and information. We have a blessing. Summer was a blessing, a gift from God, a mix-up, a mixture, substances mixed, okay? A mistress, so a mistress could come out with a kiss and tell, and this could make Candace snap on Dawn. Some sort of a mission, a mistake could be made. Someone's a miser or a mister. But yeah, a miser is someone who is greedy and doesn't want to share. Yeah, a misfire. Someone's miserable. A minor. Yeah, people are into minors, and I feel like maybe Ronnie Lawson having an RSO son could maybe be significant. Interbreeding of races. Someone could have been specially bred for a certain purpose. We have misconstrue, interpret wrongly. So all these distractions are so people will misconstrue the case. True. This is true. Misogyny. Someone hates women. Probably Dawn Wells. Misleading information. Misgivings. And yeah, someone was confused. A misdemeanor. Someone could have these. But all of these a missing report, mischief. Someone is a scoundrel. And mirth, someone is glad that their little problem is gone. A mortgage could be significant. A minute, small details. Or minute, the minute details. Yeah, people lied about these minute details, lied about the minutes, lied about the time she went missing. Steak, I'm seeing cooked very quickly. A written record of meetings. So there could be a record in the minutes of these people meeting. And someone felt like a misfit. Yeah. So there could have been a moan, a moat, a mockingbird. I'm also hearing Mockingbird by Eminem. So yeah, 2 Eminem songs, Mockingbird and Cleaning Out My Closet. Someone's mobile could provide some data, and a modem. Yeah, when were people connected and in communication? So yeah, someone miscalculated something. Anything else, Spirit, before we go? Where can Summerwells currently be located? Please and thank you. We have going against. Someone could be going against the crowd or, their better judgment. Someone is facetious, very flippant. Yeah, money. People will talk for a bit of money. Yeah, money talks. So someone wants that dirty cash, face value. Someone wants to tell the truth at face value. Facade. Yeah, and face, back to the mask energy. Someone may be revealing the mask, revealing secrets. Face again. Cover up is what I'm seeing. Face up. A facade. Fade. A special function. Yeah, it's giving me spiritual thing. Facts of life. There is sexual nature involved here. A factory farm could be significant. An exact copy. Wood, metal on building. Showing name. That could be significant. Someone's name could be dropped. Law enforcement are having a failure when it comes to this case. Yeah. Fade in, fade out, fade away, die. So maybe Summer died slowly. As I said, this case isn't for the faint-hearted. It would make even the strongest person feel faint and weak at the knees. A falcon could be significant. Fallible. So there could have been a mistake fallopian tube, mother energy again. Fall behind, fall for, fall off, fallen. We also have fall, occur, be killed or wounded, be defeated, succumb. So, yeah, I feel like Summer was wounded and killed. These are all factors. And there's a lot of trouble, distractions that have been caused. There could be a TV show made about this in the future. A dramatized version of factual events. But we need to get the facts straight. And a faction could be significant. It's making me think of the foreign faction in the JonBenet Ramsey. No. This note was a cover-up, regardless of what you think happened in that case. The note was a total cover-up by Mama Bear. So, Mama is covering her tracks. There is a cover-up, and I feel like there's similar energies between JonBenet and summerwells. So, JonBenet was found in the basement. Summerwells was found... She will be found. Thank you, Spirit. Summerwells slept in a basement with her parents. And actually, I remember years ago when I first heard Donna's readings, she did mention something about JonBenet Ramsey. I think maybe she was making a connection with a museum or something like that, in a place they'd been. But what I'm getting is that the two cases are very similar. A basement is significant, and there were untoward things happening to both children. And for these reasons, the children were kind of being supplied, demand and supply. But for one reason, both children had to go. So, yeah. Wealthy men could be involved. So this family wasn't wealthy, but as I said, Summer was exchanged. Who took her from there? I do feel like someone who is wealthy knows. So there's middlemen also, as that middle candle was not burning. So maybe it's up to the middlemen to speak out. When the money runs out, maybe that's when the truth comes out. So yeah, let's hope, let's pray that Summer's case is solved sooner rather than later. The dictionary just fell. And I will take that as a confirmation that something will fall, someone will drop the mic, drop some info. And let's pray that 2025 is the year that Summer gets her well-deserved justice. Because coming into the summertime, I really do get that summertime sadness, thinking of Summer. And I seen 3333, and I will end it there. Thank you so much for being here and joining me, and I hope to see and connect with you all again in the next one. Goodbye and God bless. Mwah.